The Eagles of North Carolina Central taking on the Hornets of Delaware State. Hello, everyone. Charlie Neal along with my partner, Cy Alexander. We welcome you to Norfolk, Virginia. What an exciting game this promises to be. These two teams met twice during the regular season, and it was North Carolina Central coming out victorious in both of those. And, of course, the question is always, can you beat a team 3 times in a season?
I tell you what, it's going to be a tough matchup because Delaware State played really well in the first round upset of Savannah State.
Well, when we look at the keys to the game, especially for the Hornets of Delaware State, they came in as one of the low seeds, and they've elevated themselves. What's going to be the key for them tonight? 2
things they've got to do. They've got to control Rashawn Davis. He is considered the best post big in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. And secondly, they need balanced scoring. They need about 6 or 7 people in the scoring book to get the job done tonight.
How about on the other side for the Eagles of North Carolina Central?
Rashawn Davis needs to stay out of foul trouble. Sometimes he has a tendency to get in early foul trouble and has to sit, then he can't find his rhythm. Secondly, they need to make shots. The Eagles, when they're making shots, that opens up the interior for them to throw the ball inside to Mr. Davis.
A couple of people we're going to keep an eye on. We'll start with Delaware State's Kevin Larkin, who was a third-team all-conference selection this year.
Had 19 points in the first-round victory against Savannah State.
And on the other side, you talked about Rashawn Davis, a first-team all-MEAC selection this year for North Carolina Central, leading scorer for these Eagles.
I've had several NBA scouts tell me he is the only true pro prospect within the conference.
Well, should be a good one, and it's Delaware State. And the Eagles, the Hornets of Delaware State against the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Back with the opening tip-off from the Scope in Norfolk in just a moment.
Scoreboard or individual stats. It's also
to be played here at the Scope in Norfolk. As MEAC basketball in tournament 2019 continues, Delaware State will kick off the evening's action against the Eagles of North Carolina Central. That'll be followed by Bethune-Cookman against Howard University. And this is the 3rd time, as we said, outside that these two teams have met during the regular season. Both won by North Carolina Central in Dover, Delaware. It was a 71-70 win, but when they went back home, they won it by 25, 82-57.
And well, they say if you can beat a team 3 times, you're just better than that team. So we can see what the North Carolina Central Eagles can do tonight. Again, one of the keys is keeping Rashawn Davis on the floor.
North Carolina Central in the gray uniforms, Delaware State in the red. They'll be jumping center. It'll be Rashawn Davis jumping up against Amir Bennett. And the tip controlled by the Eagles.
Man-to-man by the Hornets.
Jordan Perkins with the ball in his hands. Tries to get it inside and rebounded by Zachary Douglas. Spin inside and blocked away. Nice move inside defensively by the Hornets. Down the lane, the little baby hook falls for Rashawn Davis.
Caught it high, kept it high, scored. That's what the Eagles need to do, is establish Rashawn Davis early.
Delaware State got here by beating the number 6 seed, Savannah State, 71-67. Led by 6 at the half and had as many as a 17-point lead in the second half of that game. Nice, easy finger roll, doesn't fall for that Bokum that time. DeMarco Bokum had a nice drive to the basket.
Tell you what, he was right there, just didn't finish it.
A little spin move, doesn't fall for Perkins. And here come the Hornets with Pinky Wiley with the ball in his hands.
Jordan Perkins got to the rim. Two guys have missed layups.
Wiley with the 2.
Tell you what, he gets it going, he could be a serious threat for the Hornets.
Pinky Wiley, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but he also turned the ball over 5 times as we get the 3 ball off the hands of Zachary Douglas.
Nice execution that time by the Eagles. They went into their patented weave and then got a high-low situation between Douglas and Davis.
Turn around, Bokum can't get it to fall. Rebound. Ball is being knocked around. It'll stay on Delaware State's end of the floor.
The Hornets setting up at a baseline box out of bounds.
This Delaware State team against Savannah State in their first round action shot 33% from the field. They were 9 of 24 from three-point range in that game.
And they answered every bell in that first round game.
Pull-up jumper by Pinky Wiley. No good. Rebound, McKnight. Down the lane, Zachary Douglas. Too hard.
A little off balance that time when the running one-hander by Douglas.
Here's Larkin with the ball in his hands, and he traveled, or is it a foul? We're going to get a foul. Our officials tonight, Bill Humes, Frankie Bordeaux, Garrick Shannon.
I think that foul was on Jordan Perkins, sophomore guard out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Inbound pass into Bochum. Gives it off to his point guard, Pinky Wiley, sophomore out of Chesterfield, Virginia.
Played on the state championship team, Pinky did.
Went to Chesterfield High down there. Down the lane goes Bennett. Knocked away. Here come the Eagles. Bounce pass. Reverse. A good block inside. And a foul is going to be finally whistled. A lot of contact down there.
Tell you what, Larry McKnight was being very unselfish to give it back to Zach Douglas, but I really thought he should have attacked the rim. He was right there, chose not to, but worked out well anyway for the Eagles. As you got Zach Douglas at the line shooting his first free throws. He made his first jump shot, a three. Has a chance to get 5 points now.
Amir Bennett picked up the foul. Substitution into the lineup for Delaware State. Going to the sideline will be Amir Bennett, who picked up that foul.
And they're bringing Jonathan Mitchell into the game early. He had a great game against Savannah State. Had double-digit points, 10 points.
Yep. Also had 5 rebounds and 3 steals.
Played really well.
7-2 lead for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Just under 17 minutes to go. Back of the iron, the shot by Edwards just wouldn't fall. Shalik. Here's a reverse layup that goes down for Bochum.
Nice reverse for Bochum. DeMarco Bochum. Little travel that time. Got a little anxious. Happy feet.
As a team, 15.4 turnovers per contest is what North Carolina Central averaged throughout the season. Delaware State even a better job, only 14.3.
And that's excellent.
Bochum looking for Pinky Wiley. Wiley pulls up the long jumper off the back of the iron. Rebound by Douglas. From the corner. Offensive rebound. The putback is good by Douglas. Out of Landover, Maryland.
Great effort that time by Zach Douglas. He's off to a tremendous start for the Eagles.
3 ball doesn't fall that time. Delaware State's Kevin Larkin trying to put some points on the board for his team, and a foul is going to be whistled in the backcourt. And that foul is going to go against Randy Miller Jr. Picked up the foul as his first. And we're going to take a timeout. 15:47. That's the time remaining. We're in the first half here at the Scope in Norfolk. It's MEAC basketball, and it's tournament time right here on Flow Sports.
But life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
Back here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. This is the 41st time that these two teams have met over the years, Cy, and North Carolina Central has a distinctive edge, 24-16. But let's reverse that. When they get into the tournament, it's just the opposite. Delaware State has a 2-1 lead. in tournament play. This is the 4th time they've met in the MEAC tournament.
And it's amazing that they've only met 3 times prior to today. Central changing defense is out of the timeout. They may come out and try to trap that first pass out of the 2-3 zone.
You're talking about only 3 times meeting, but a few years ago, Delaware State upset them here in the tournament.
Right, I remember that.
It's actually snapped a 9-game winning streak by North Carolina Central.
That was a nice set that time by the Hornets. They were able to post Barkham within the interior of the zone defense.
That foul going against Larry McKnight Jr., redshirt senior out of Miami. Del State to inbound. Pinky Wiley gets it inside. John Mitchell's in the lineup right now. The ball in the hands of Kevin Larkin. Larkin, 19 points, 9 rebounds in the first round action against Savannah State here in Norfolk. Shot clock down at 5 seconds. From the corner, back of the iron, no good. Rebound on the offensive side by Mitchell. Pinky Wiley. Down the lane, off the glass, and blocked with a vengeance by Davis.
Nice interior defense that time by Rashawn Davis.
At the other end, though, they score. Randy Miller Jr.
Good transition offense that time. A nice advanced pass. Miller took it to the rack strong, kissed it off the glass.
11-4 score, 7-point advantage for North Carolina Central. The pass off, the nice easy layup by Bokum.
Poor communication that time between Miller and Perkins. They both thought they were taking the same guy. There was no communication. On defense, Charlie, you must talk. Get to know your teammate by talking.
From the corner, down the baseline. And they're going to whistle a foul. And this one's going to be whistled against John Mitchell, the senior out of Waterbury, Connecticut. North Carolina Central brings Jabarius Blunt off the bench. Julian Walters also checking in to the lineup for Lavelle Moten. 10th year as the head coach of the Eagles of North Carolina Central. When he played there, they called him Poetry in Motion. Scored over 1,700 points during his career.
Got his jersey hanging in the rafters.
Shot clock under 5 right now for the Eagles. They won't get that off. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
Blunt's got to know what time it is, and he's got to just go up. Kicked it back out. That was the shot clock.
Eric Skeeters is the coach of the Hornets of Delaware State. His first year, played at Coppin State, played under Fang Mitchell. He was an assistant there. Gets his first head coaching job after many years as an assistant.
21, I think, somewhere in that range.
21 years as an assistant. John Mitchell going down the lane, working against McKnight. The put shot up, no good. Offensive board, and the putback that time.
Nice offensive board.
Amir Bennett.
Bennett, exactly. 1-3-1 right now.
3-point game. 11-8. Long 3 off the front of the iron by Julian Walters. Here come the Hornets. Nice little down the lane move, but it just wouldn't fall that time for Bennett. He had all the right moves. Reverse. Nice move by Blunt. Jabari Blunt, redshirt junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Very high on Jabari Blunt. Transferred, I think, from Eastern Michigan to Cleveland State.
Cleveland State.
A little out of control that time. Good charge taken by Jonathan Mitchell. Getting it done on the offensive and defensive ends.
Gura comes into the lineup for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Don Gura, from Cary, North Carolina.
He's the designated shooter.
Started his career at Navy, but hadn't played since back early January against Maryland Eastern Shore. But he's in the lineup tonight.
Nice cut.
Nice little move by Ronald Lucas, the freshman out of Baltimore.
Tell you what, he gave him some energy on that cut. He sliced, cut hard to the basket, got a nice little jump hook. Again, the Hornets are showing like a wide 1-2-2 matchup.
Wide open Rashawn Davis. Nobody around him.
Nice interior screen by Blunt for Davis. He caught it right on the run. Excellent basketball by the Eagles.
Walters out on Pinky Wiley. Wiley down the lane, reverse for two.
Nice little give and go action that time by the Hornets.
Shot clock at 10 right now. From the corner, Guerra hits the three.
That's why he's in the game, Charlie. To do just that. Open up the defense so they can get the ball inside to Davis and Douglas and Blunt.
Guerra coming off the bench, hits the three. Shot clock under 10 for the Hornets right now. It's down to 6. And a foul is going to be whistled against Guerra. There's a timeout on the floor. Guerra wasn't happy with the call. He's getting ready to run over and give Garrick Shannon a piece of his mind. But that wouldn't have been a wise thing to do.
Would not have been a wise move. He looked at Garrett.
Timeout. Right. We'll take a timeout. 10:25 to go. 6-point lead for the Eagles of North Carolina Central.
Making our mark on the world.
10:25 to go to first half as the season started. The preseason poll had Delaware State picked to finish 12th. As it turned out, they came into this tournament as the number 11 seed. Guerra's still talking. He's still not happy with that last call. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Eagles of North Carolina Central was picked second in the preseason poll, wound up third behind Norfolk State and North Carolina A&T.
Tell you what, the predictions were pretty close with those early preseason predictions. They were right on the money with those two.
Ball tipped. The pull-up jumper, front of the iron, that time for Larkin.
Tell you what, I really like the intensity level defensively that the Eagles are showing.
Guerra runs the ball down, and he looks like, well, he's being double-teamed over there. He don't know what to do. And finally a foul.
They got a timeout.
Oh, they got a timeout?
Yeah, they got Garrett got a Frankie Bordeaux's got the timeout first.
Timeout before the foul.
That was an excellent trap.
It was. And it's coach has made a wise decision, LaVelle, to get that timeout. And I'm sure that Eric Skeeters is happy with it because his team doesn't pick up a foul.
Eliminates the foul.
Eliminates the foul.
I really like the effort level that both teams are giving right now. They're playing like there's no tomorrow. Advance, survive, and advance.
Well, there is no tomorrow.
That's right.
If you lose.
That's it.
The winner plays the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. At 8 o'clock, there'll be the second game of the semifinal right here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia.
That's what makes tournament play so critical. Best time of basketball, March Madness.
The North Carolina Central finished the regular season 15-15, right at 500, although they were 10-6 in conference play. They played non-conference teams such as Cincinnati and Bowling Green, George Mason, and Clemson. Bounce pass to Wiley for two.
Perfectly executed 2-on-1 fast break. Drew the defender, dropped a little bounce pass off. Wiley was able to finish at the rim.
As Delaware State beat the number 6 seed, Savannah State. That game on Tuesday right here at the Scope. Guerra from long range, no good, and he got hit. And he'll go to the line for 3. And that foul is going to be whistled against John Mitchell, senior out of Waterbury, Connecticut, who had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals against Savannah State. Guerra at the free throw line.
And he normally is an excellent three-point shooter. He must have been sick or injured because he only took 16.
He only played 8 games coming into the tournament.
Okay, he must have been hurt.
Yeah, he only played 8 games coming into the tournament. He's a 33% three-point shooter. And from the free throw line, these are the first free throws he's attempted all season long.
Right, right. Well, I know he has been over the years the designated three-point shooter.
So he's back in the nick of time, right?
Right, exactly. He can do that.
Like I said, he only played in 8 games, and he still, as he hits 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
NCCU in the 1-2-2 three-quarter trap.
He had only taken 6 3-point attempts prior to today's game, and he was 2 of 6. That gave him that 33%.
Right.
Like I said, he first free throws, and he was 2 of 3. Down the lane, Bokum, too hard. Offensive board to put back, and keeping up with it is Larkin. He stayed with the missed shot.
Exactly. Good board action by the Hornets. 3 shots that time.
8:30 remaining. We're in the first half of play. It's quarterfinal action here at the Scope in Norfolk. Guerra again from the corner. Wiley. Bokum for 3. Short. Rebound Douglas. Guerra. Offense. Yes, he did. He pushed the arm
pushed
out.
off. Yep.
No, he did. Offensive foul. Guerra.
Larry Knight is coming in to get him.
Can't do too much, son.
Know your role.
Gary out of Cary, North Carolina. Ryder turned the ball over. Justin Ryder, freshman out of Blackwood, New Jersey. And there's a timeout on the floor. 7:58. That's the time remaining. We're in the first half here at the Scope in Norfolk. It's quarterfinal action of the 2019 MEAC basketball tournament on Flow Sports. .58 the time remaining, along with Cy Alexander, Charlie Neal courtside. We're at the Scope in Norfolk, and it's MEAC basketball tournament time. The winner of this tournament gets an automatic bid to the big dance, and all these teams still trying to get there. North Carolina A&T awaiting the winner of this game. They'll play tomorrow night in the semifinals at 8 p.m.
One of the things we talked about in our keys, Charlie, was controlling Rashawn Davis, and I think the Delaware State Hornets have done an excellent job in that regard. He only has 4 points and 0 rebounds.
The other semifinal tomorrow will have Norfolk State, the home team, awaiting the winner of our next game between Bethune-Cookman and Howard University. Talked about LaVelle Moton, his 10 years there. He has 320 wins as coach of his alma mater. From the corner, it is Gardner, and he hits it.
Reggie Gardner out of Baltimore, Maryland. Excellent three-point shooter. Fell into a little slump. Coach Moten had to bench him, but he would be great if he can get it going in this tournament.
Blocked inside. And finally, Larkin stayed with it. And this foul is going to be whistled. And it's going against Zachary Douglas.
Excellent board play by both teams, but give Larkin a lot of credit. He is really attacking the glass. That's his fourth rebound.
Douglas goes to the sideline right now after picking up his first personal foul. 23-18. Biggest lead that North Carolina Central has had today was a 7-point advantage when they led it 11-4. Right now it's a 5-point lead. Of course, it was 23-16 also.
A little token pressure by the Hornets.
Back outside, short jumper by Blunt, good.
Nice pass that time by Reggie Gardner to the flashing Jibri Blunt. Jibri Blunt.
Pull-up jumper, in and out. Here come the Eagles. London along with McKnight. Good passing outside. Here's London, almost lost it, gets it back. Inside, pull-up jumper again by Blunt. It's good.
Exact same spot. Find it works. Keep working it.
Why not? 6:07 to go. And we got a foul. That's going to be against Reggie Gardner. We're shooting the 1-and-1. That is the 8th team foul against North Carolina Central. Only 3 team fouls against Delaware State. So the front end of the 1-and-1 coming from Shalik Edwards. He makes the first. He's a 73% free throw shooter. When these two teams played earlier this year, he scored 14 points, 2 rebounds in the first meeting and 5 points, 4 rebounds in the second meeting. And against Savannah State the other night, he had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists.
He was a big key to the Hornets getting that victory.
5 of 12 from three-point range.
The game he had, Shalik Edwards. Hornets out of that. Well, they're back into a little one-man pressure by Pinky Wiley.
Scored a basket.
And I've watched Blunt play 3 or 4 times this year, and this is the best offensively that I've seen him play. He's averaging right at 11 points a game.
Yeah, he didn't even play the first 10 games of the season, and he has had no starts for this team, but he's done a great job coming off the bench. In fact, the last 4 games coming into the tournament side, a total of 68 points. It's an average of 17 points a game.
Right.
He had 14 against A&T last Thursday.
He's someone that Coach Moten is very high on. Half-court trap. The defensive intensity by the Eagles is on point. They are really getting it after. They're talking, they're communicating. Yeah, got a lot of active hands. Here's that patented weave.
Almost stolen away into the corner. And the 3-ball falls from McKnight. Out of Miami, Florida, the redshirt senior. 12-point lead now for the Eagles. Their biggest lead of the night. but a three at the other end.
Had the answer by Kevin Larkin.
Larkin trying to keep his Hornet team viable in this contest. Here's that weave again, almost taken away, picked up, way across court, wide open again, McKnight, yes! But at the other end, let's get another three from John Mitchell.
Tell you what, both teams are lighting it up right now.
Yeah, this is what the fans want to see, right?
Right. This is what the broadcasters want to see.
Another three ball. This one falls for Jabri Blunt. But the short jumper does fall for Rashawn Landon.
Great hustle by the NCCU Eagles on the defensive end.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 3:45. That's the time remaining. First half of play. And it's a 37-26 lead. The Eagles over the Hornets of Delaware State.
Marines.
3:45, the time remaining here in the first half of play. And this North Carolina Central team is kind of spread the scoring around. 8 points for Blunt, 7 points for Douglas, 6 points for McKnight, and 4 points for Davis, 2 points for Miller. On the other side for Delaware State, you have 7 points off the hand of Larkin. Wiley has 6. Bochum has 4 points, and Mitchell with 3. And both teams did a pretty good job of protecting the basketball. Only 4 turnovers for Del State and 6 for North Carolina Central.
And that's one of the things we said in our keys, that North Carolina Central had to make shots. And so far, they're doing an excellent job of that, shooting in the high 50s, both from the field and from the three.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Central showing a 1-1. Well, actually, it's a 1-3-1 right now.
Actually, Central is shooting almost 62% from the field.
Exactly.
But they are shooting 58% from the three-point line.
Smart decision that time by McKnight.
Just reversed it back out instead of trying to force something.
He didn't have control of it.
Bounce pass down low, back out. And the three doesn't fall for Reggie Gardner.
That's the look that he wants. That's the look that 90% of the time he's going to make.
Nice move inside. Just didn't finish. Amir Bennett.
Bennett's got to finish that one. He's too good of a player not to finish it.
Still an 11-point game, 37-26. London gets it over to McKnight. All the way outside. Here's Reggie Gardner going inside. McKnight short. Gardner tried to tip, didn't fall.
Good on-ball defense that last time by Pinky Wiley.
There's Wiley. Gets it outside. Back into the corner. Here's the 3-ball. Off the back of the iron. Didn't fall for Edwards. Correction for Larkin, rather.
Both teams are really getting after it with the effort level. Thought Pinky Wiley did an excellent job defensively.
2:03, the time remaining here in the first half of play. And we've seen Coach Moten use a lot of players so far in this contest.
He's got to be ready to play tomorrow night if he's fortunate enough to win.
He's used 11 players already. Bochum turn around good.
Nice post up by DeMarco Bochum.
37-28 with 1:42 to go. 9-point advantage for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. They led by as many as 12. The 3-ball continues to fall. This is Randy Miller Jr. He hit 5 threes in back-to-back games against Cincinnati and Bowling Green early November at the beginning of the season.
And let you know, a nice steal that time by Larry McKnight.
And he finishes it.
Nice thunderous dunk. Don't be so mean, young fella. And a timeout's being called by Coach Skeeters.
Because his team is all of a sudden down 14 points on the last 2 possessions. It was just a 9-point game a moment ago. They've been outscored 5-0, and now with 1:04 to go, Coach Skeeters, hey, let's slow down this runaway freight train.
I'm telling you, nice little mid-range, well, not actually mid-range, but a 3-point jump shot by Randy Miller, and then a steal and a slam by Larry McKnight.
Talking about Randy Miller, he's out of Odenton, Maryland.
Critical juncture right here for the Hornets.
Again, when these two teams met during the regular season, it was a 71-70 Eagles win down up in Dover, Delaware. But when they went back to Durham, North Carolina, it was a 25-point win by North Carolina Central.
Eagles switch back to man-to-man. Or play without fouling.
Pinky Wiley gets it back outside. Looking inside for Bochum. Nothing there. Spins. Dishes it right back outside. Again is short. John Mitchell with the shot.
Very impressed with the overall defensive effort that the Eagles are given. I'm sorry.
Delaware State will inbound the ball. They keep it on their end. 37 seconds in the first half. About a 6-7 second difference between the game and shot clock. Wiley trying to set something up. Pull up. Tried to do the James Harden on that one. It didn't work. Here comes North Carolina Central. Nice look and finish. What a look as they go to the locker room. Nice pass from Perkins. And it was Rashawn Davis who finished. And as they go to the locker room, it's a 44-28 lead for the number 3 seeded team. And we'll be back with our halftime activities from the Scope in just a moment. You're watching the MEAC basketball tournament on Flow Sports. Back here at halftime, it's a 44-28 lead, 16-point advantage for the Eagles of North Carolina Central in this quarterfinal matchup against the Hornets of Delaware State. And I'm joined by a very happy chancellor of North Carolina Central at halftime, Dr. Kinley Johnson O'Kinley.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure seeing you once again,
Dr.
Kinley.
See you again.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
You.
And it's good seeing you. And I know you're happy your team's got that big lead right now.
Very happy. We're going to keep it that way.
You're going to keep it that way.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of the great things happening in Durham, North Carolina, on the campus of North Carolina Central.
Yes.
A lot of expansion going on right now.
A lot of expansion going on. Let me tell you what we're so excited about. In the last 3 years, our enrollment has been going up. As of today, we have admitted 3.9% more students than we did last year. So we're so happy about that growth and expansion.
Right.
We are also very delighted about our athletic program. As you know, it's good for the brand.
Sure it is.
It's good for the brand, and also the athletes are exceptional students. They're making good grades. They help to increase the profile of the university. So we're so delighted to have them.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But in addition to the enrollment going up, what is there a challenge for retention?
Well, we don't actually have a retention challenge. Believe it or not, our first to second year retention is now 82%. One of the best in the system. And we're working hard. And also, we are graduating very large class. This spring, we are already slated to have the largest class of graduates in the history of the university.
Talk about the sponsored grants that you are able to obtain there in Durham.
Let me tell you, many people think that we are a master's comprehensive institution, but we do a significant amount of research.
Sure.
In our Bright and BBRI Center, last year we brought in $26.8 million in research. This year, the year is not out already, we've already brought in $27.7 million in federal research and sponsored grants.
How has your online academic program benefited you?
Fabulous. What we did, we intentionally put some resources into our online to create a robust platform that will give the students satisfaction, flexibility, and something that is comparable to what you find on campus. And so right now, we have about a total of 1,000 plus students who are enrolled online who would never set foot on our campus and who still obtain their degree.
And you're making money.
We're making money. We're making money. And I have to tell you, you talked about what is happening on our campus. Right now on our campus, we have 5 capital projects.
Okay.
We have the Student Center that is going to break ground this semester, the School of Business, and which will be breaking ground this year. We also have 3 residential halls that we're planning to build this year because of the expansion that is happening.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, sir.
What are you most proud of since you've been there as the president?
Well, one of the things I'm so proud about is the expansion in our growth because of our brand. Students are coming to us. This year, we've received more than 13,000 applications. I'm so proud of that because not only are we an HBCU, we are a comprehensive master's institution that can compete anywhere in the world, and that's our goal. So I'm very proud about the class of students that we are admitting. They can go anywhere else, but they choose to come to us. I'm also proud about our graduation numbers. Now, you want to bring them in and you want to graduate them. I'm also proud about the number of students who are getting jobs because that's the one priority, to have them market ready.
No question.
They graduate and they get a job. I'm also proud about that.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Dr. Johnson.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
And we're at halftime, and his team, the Eagles of North Carolina Central, with a big lead over the Hornets of Delaware State. Back with more of our halftime activities from the Scope in Norfolk in just a moment. 44-28, our halftime score right here in the Scope in Norfolk. And the Shark Drum and Bugle Corps doing their thing right in front of us. And when you talk about Drum and Bugle Corps, you talk about the United States Marine Corps. Quite a segue right into that. They're with us and a big sponsor of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. They've done it for 8 years, and they're continuing to be a big supporter of the MEAC and what they do. And with me is a Major Charles Miller, and you've been here before. You're back again, Charles, and or Major, however you want to do it. And talk about how important it is for the Marine Corps to be involved with the MEAC.
Well, Charlie, thanks for asking. Our relationship with the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference really stems from the fact that what we see here today from the student athletes, the fans, and the supporting cast of this conference is courage, commitment, and the constant pursuit of excellence in academics. Those are precisely the things we look for in United States Marines. And the special community that is the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, for us as a Marine Corps, we want to communicate to this community that we need your best and brightest people to serve our country.
One of the things we heard Major General Wehrman earlier today talk about the fact that African Americans getting promoted and becoming officers in the United States Marine Corps has grown.
Yes, and a great thing about our partnership, Charlie, here at the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference is, we are speaking to the target market, young men and women with college degrees who are interested in serving their community and their country through the United States Marine Corps, potentially, but just as important is the characteristics of service and commitment and again, the pursuit of excellence that we see out of these student athletes for the Marine Corps make it particularly exciting to pursue and continue to enjoy this partnership.
We know you're here to watch some basketball tonight, but have you had a chance to participate in any of the ancillary events that's going on?
You know, we've had a few opportunities to participate in the career fair for the high school students here from the Norfolk area, and we've got the Battles Won Symposium coming up this weekend. The career fair was great. We had 5 high schools from the Norfolk City schools and all the colleges of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and then obviously we were there and had a great opportunity to talk to those young men and women about serving their country.
One of the things, we know you're one of the recruiters in this area, but this may be the last time we see you personally at the tournament. You're getting ready to get transferred soon.
That's right, Charlie, and I just want to say, our partnership with the MEAC is absolutely critical, and we know that, and Marines across our service also know that, and we are just appreciative for the opportunities we have to partner with you and to meet the great people that populate the MEAC conference.
Well, Major Charles Miller, best of luck. Always great seeing you. Thanks
Absolutely.
for what the United States Marine Corps does for HBCUs and the MEAC in particular. We'll be back with more from the Scope in Norfolk in just a moment. Back here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. We're at halftime of a 44-28 lead by the Eagles of North Carolina Central over the Hornets of Delaware State. Let's check out some of the highlights of the first half. It's been all North Carolina Central since the start. They've never trailed in this ball game, other than they led 7-2. They led 9-4, 11-4. They increased it to 16 at halftime.
Tell you what, they've done an excellent job defensively. The defense has been swarming, trapping, contesting shots. Rashawn Davis did what we said he had to do. He stayed out of foul trouble so he could stay on the court. Big-time shots by Larry McNeil and Randy Miller.
Well, the one thing that stands out in your mind when you look at the stats from the first half is the shooting percentage of North Carolina Central. 60% from the field in the first half, 17 of 28. 6 of those were from three-point range. They're 6 of 13, and that still equals out to 46% throughout the season from three-point range. They only shot 31%.
And that's one of the things we said in our opening. One of the keys, NCCU had to make shots. They're doing that consequently. They're up 44-28.
Leading scorers in the first half for North Carolina Central. A couple players with 8 points. That is McKnight, along with Blunt with 8 points for the Eagles. On the other side for Delaware State, Larkin with 7, Bokum with 6, and Wiley with 6 points. Nobody's right now in foul trouble for either team. The most anyone has is 2. That's Bennett with 2 for Delaware State, and 2 fouls on the board for Guerra, and he's off the bench.
I tell you what, that was not a real smart play that last time by Larry McKnight. He was guarding Larkin on the wrong side, ended up having to foul him.
Shot clock under 10 right now. Turnaround jumper in and out. Just didn't fall for Larkin. Larkin is a little frustrated. He's had the shots, they're just not going down.
Another rebound for Zach Douglas. That time Larry McKnight, I don't know what he was looking at. Shot it off the side of the glass. And Spencer Turkin would say that was a brick.
Pull-up jumper, and this one is good by Shalik Edwards.
He had a great game last night. Hopefully he can get hot in this second half for the Hornets.
17 points against Savannah State.
The shuffle offense now for the Eagles.
A little shake and bake by Randy Miller Jr., the junior from Odin in Maryland.
They executed their offense really well that time.
Here they come again. A little easy layup for Randy Miller. And the lead is 18. Biggest lead of the night for the Eagles.
Off to the races.
They can make it 20. And they missed a wide open dunk, but the nice easy shot doesn't fall, and they're going to reverse it. They get a new shot clock. Jordan Perkins brings it back out.
They could have gotten Larry McKnight that time for hanging on the rim.
And I think Coach Skeeters is yelling about that with the official.
Exactly.
From the other side, that's a short shot off the hands of Edwards. North Carolina Central threatening to run away with it here. The left-handed runner won't fall for Douglas. Pinky Wiley, 17:20 to go in the second half here. Wiley, the step back three doesn't fall. The board's cleared by Rashawn Davis.
Slowing the pace down a little bit. It was a track meet there for a couple minutes.
Yeah. I remember refereeing games like that, running up and down the floor. I said, somebody's going to do something. I'm blowing a whistle.
We're gonna make up a call. I'm tired.
Offensive board and a put back by Rashawn Davis.
That's a good timeout right there.
The lead is 20. They have not scored in the second half, and we played almost 4 minutes, 3:15 to be exact. And there's a timeout on the floor. A 50-30 lead for the number 3 seed in this tournament, the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Charlie Neal, Cy Alexander courtside here at the Scope in Norfolk. MEAC basketball 2019 and a 20-point advantage for this North Carolina Central Eagles team. And what's ironic, they have a 20-point lead and they have nobody in double figures on the scoreboard right now.
Sharing the basketball, making it a total team effort.
Leading scorers, Miller with 9 points. 3 players with 8 points each. Still a lot of time to go, 16:35. Pinky Wiley trying to get something going for the offense and Coach Skeeters. And from the long range jumper, that won't fall for John Mitchell.
Right now, the Hornets can't throw it in the ocean. Oh, nice defense.
Good block inside that time. Looked like it was Ronald Lucas, freshman out of Baltimore, who got his hands on it to block it.
Is that blood on his jersey?
Well, I don't know if there's blood, but I know he got hit. Nice pass inside, but a missed shot, rebounded by Ronald Lucas. Lucas with the ball in his hands. Off to Larkin. Larkin puts it up and one. Scored a basket.
Nice strong move that time by Kevin. Got the ball in his strong hands. One dribble pull up, knocked it down, got fouled on the play.
And a chance for a 3-point play. He'll try to complete it when he goes to the free throw line when we return. 15:53 remaining here in the second half of play. And it's a 50-32 lead by the Eagles of North Carolina Central. With 15:53 to go here in the second half, 50-32 is our score. And at the free throw line, Kevin Larkin, senior out of Georgetown, Delaware, leading scorer on this team, averaging just under 16 points a contest. Had 19 points in their first round action against Savannah State, the number 6 seed, when they beat them 71-67, and he completes the 3-point play. The first points on the board for this Delaware State team here in the second half.
They've got to find a way to keep Kevin Larkin going if they're going to try to get back in this game. Nice post up, poor pass.
Pinky Wiley, no good. Offensive board to put back. Got to make those. Can't miss the chip shot. Shalik Edwards finishes it, the senior out of Winterville, North Carolina. Number 2 scorer on this team, averaging 10.2 points a game.
Shalik had an excellent ball game on Monday versus Savannah State.
17 points in that game. Reverse layup. Jibri Blunt.
Nice, strong move. Utilize his body. Nice little reverse off the glass.
And there's a nice move, but just a little bit too hard. Bokum gets it to fall, though. The original move by Shalik Edwards, just a little bit too hard. Sometimes you're expecting contact.
Right, and that throws you off.
Especially when you don't get it.
Exactly.
Wide open from the corner. Doesn't fall for Jibri Blunt.
Tell you what, Eagles are doing an excellent job on the offensive glass.
They've done a very good job getting the ball. There's a turnover for North Carolina Central.
Jordan Perkins needs to take that ball one more dribble over to create a better angle on the post entry pass.
That's their 9th turnover of the ball game. So going to the sideline is Jordan Perkins. Checking in is Reggie Gardner, sophomore out of Bowie, Maryland. Perkins, a 6'1" guard. I think Garrett Shannon just called a technical foul, or I'm not sure what he called. Let's see what we have here.
There was some confusion about who actually was in the game. Jordan Perkins came out, and I think Julian Walters was coming in, but he had the wrong type of jersey under his top jersey. He had to have the same colors. And so Perkins went out and came back in, and Shannon is still calling a technical foul on the North Carolina Central Eagles.
And at the free throw line to shoot the technicals is Kevin Larkin.
Didn't hold his follow through that time.
And he's a 77% free throw shooter.
And when you're trying to come back and your best free throw shooter can't make 2, that hurts.
And he was 3 for 3 at the line prior to that.
Exactly.
And he missed
them both.
He doesn't believe it.
6 men on the floor.
The technical foul was for 6 men on the floor. As you said, there was some confusion on behalf of the players of who should be in the lineup and who shouldn't. And they were all on the floor at the same time. You can't have 6 men on the floor.
Last I checked.
That's like football. You can't have 12 men on defense. You could try.
But it normally doesn't work.
You've got a big lead, and then you're going to be a 6-on-5. Right?
Oh, nice execution.
It
of a backdoor lob.
And Kevin Larkin finished it off.
The Eagles fell asleep that time. Nice set play by the Hornets.
Well, it was a 20-point lead, and since that time, it's been a 9-2 run for the Delaware State Hornets to pull to within 13. And it could have been even more if he hits those technical foul.
He missed 2. Exactly. And he gets stripped. Blunt does.
Let's see if Wiley can get something going with his team. the point guard. First team all-conference selection. And it's going to be Delaware State maintaining possession.
You have to take care of the basketball. Every possession counts. You got 13 minutes left. You're down 13. You need to get a shot every time down.
3 years ago, this Delaware State team was in the tournament, lost in the championship game, and wound up going to the CBI where they played Radford and lost in that one by 31 points.
Wow.
Or 21 points, rather.
Oh, great block.
Shot clock violation. Great block that time by Zach Douglas, a senior at 6'8" out of Landover, Maryland, who's ranked 4th in the nation, not nation, but in the conference in rebounding.
He came from the weak side to the strong side to make that block.
16 blocks coming in. Nice and easy.
Nice screen and
just
roll
like
that
Sunday,
time.
like Sunday morning, isn't
right.
it?
Easy like Sunday morning.
Here's almost a turnover. Recovery by Del State to pull up Jay, and that was good by Larkin.
Larkin is starting to heat up right now, and that's important. The Hornets are going to get back in this game.
Travel, turnover. That's number 11. The number 11 turnover for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. They only average 15 per game. A lot of time left. 11:54 to go. And we have a 13-point ball game. 54-41.
Game of life.
With 11:54 to go in the contest. A 16-point advantage for the Eagles of North Carolina Central at half. 44-28. They stretched it to as many as 20 here in the second half, and right now it's a 54-41 advantage for the young men from Durham, North Carolina. This is a team that had 18 20-game seasons throughout their career, and that coach Lavelle Moten responsible for 4 of them. The last one, though, was back in 2016-17 season when they went 25-9.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Moten has done an excellent job, both as a coach and a player at North Carolina Central. Nice little set that time by the Hornets that just missed the shot. Shuffle cut, pin down.
Now, it's going to be hard for them to get 20 wins this season unless they win this game, the next game, and then win the championship, and then get into the NCAA and continue to win. They came in 15-15 this year. Came into the tournament. Julian Walters working against Larkin out high. Under 11 minutes to go. From the corner. And the jumper no good by Douglas. I don't know if that's the shot you want him taking from way out there.
Coach Moten calling for a double drag, which means it's 2 screens for the point guard, and Walters chose not to use the screens.
You know what happens when you don't listen to the coach.
He could be sitting pretty soon. Yeah, but I could hear him mouthing double drag, and I saw the 2 guys setting up the drag screens, and he saw that he had a straight line drive to the basket.
Douglas, a 6'8" senior. Started all but 1 game for Coach Moten. Justin Ryder into the lineup for Coach Skeeters. He replaces Pinky Wiley for Delaware State.
2 backup point guards going against each other right now. Walters and Ryder.
You notice Douglas didn't take that shot that time when he got the ball. Looking down low, trying to get a pass. Shot clock at 8 seconds, and that's the 3 ball for Julian Walters, coming off the bench. Senior, redshirt out of Madison, Wisconsin.
I tell you what, Coach Moak really likes Walters. Now he makes a 3 and then gets a foul.
Not the type of foul you want on the
way
tape.
out here. Just being overly aggressive and not being smart. Be disciplined, young man.
Inbounds pass comes in. Down low. I think he got away with it a goal.
Yeah,
when he was going around the baseline, that was
he had a little chicken wing out there that time, for real.
Amir Bennett.
But it's not a foul unless you call it. He ends up going to the line.
Yes, indeed. I believe it was Douglas who picked up, Davis rather, who picked up the foul, the personal foul. Rashawn Davis. Pinky Wiley back in the lineup now for Coach Skeeters. Second free throw coming. Misses it. You have to make those free throws.
You know, trying to come back. Every possession is critical.
9.5 to go. Deflected. Back outside. The 3 ball. Count it. Randy Miller.
That's a big bucket to break the momentum.
We talked about him hitting those 5 threes early in the season. He had 8. He's 8th in threes made in the conference, averaging 2 per contest. Nice move down the lane.
Nice show and go that time.
Amir Bennett. Dishing off. Had trouble with the handle. Shot clock at 7. Moved down the lane. And a nice kiss off the glass by Zachary Douglas.
Went strong that time. Accepted the contact. Finished off the glass.
19-point advantage now with 8:10 to go. North Carolina Central in control and have been throughout most of this game. The winner plays A&T tomorrow.
Nice little ball fake, head fake by Ron Lucas. Got a nice little 10-foot baseline jump shot. Hornets won't go away, Charlie. They're battling.
North Carolina Central played North Carolina A&T twice during the regular season, lost to them both times, including the season finale last Thursday, as that basket went down by Shalik Edwards. 15-point advantage. From the corner. This one doesn't fall. Here's Edwards, the 3, no good. Defensive rebound, Rashawn Davis. Rashawn's been kind of quiet, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. You need to get him involved, run a set, try to get him the basketball.
He's the team's leading scorer. And he only has 10 points, but so does Blunt. Miller has 12. 9 on the board for Douglas. And McKnight with 8. So they've spread the wealth around.
Pretty balanced.
And they have a 62-47 lead. You're watching the MEAC tournament on Flow Sports.
Hometown banking. Town Bank, serving others, enriching lives.
6:43, the time remaining here in the contest, and it's been all Eagles of North Carolina Central. 62-47 lead over Delaware State. And in 41 meetings between these two squads, this is only the fourth time they've met in tournament action, and Delaware State has the lead in that 2-1. North Carolina Central 6:43 away from evening that series.
That up.
Yeah. And we talked about what North Carolina Central did against A&T. Should they hold on here, that's who they'll play tomorrow. Their in-state rival. They lost to them at home. And it was a 3-point ball game, 51-48. And last Thursday, the season finale, it was a even bigger loss. It was a 22-point loss to the Aggies of North Carolina A&T down in Greensboro, 74-52.
And the Aggies did an excellent job on Rashawn Davis that night. Held him in check, got frustrated, got in foul trouble early, and really took him out of the ball game.
They called that one before the shot. Reggie Gardner will pick up the foul, I believe it is. Was it Gardner or was it Perkins? Perkins.
Right now, Del State only has 2 team fouls. The Eagles have 5.
Yeah, they're 2 away from allowing DSU to shoot a 1-on-1. Shot clock under 10 right now. The pull-up doesn't fall for Shalik Edwards. They've been off the mark tonight. That is Delaware State only shooting 36% from the field for the game, but a little better in the second half. They're shooting 39% in the second half. They shot only 33 in the first half.
And Edwards had 17 last night. So far, just 8 tonight.
Nice drive by Randy Miller Jr.
Nice hesitation dribble. Got a chance to take it to the rim from the baseline.
This time, this one falls for Shalik Edwards. Team's number 2 scorer. At 14 points in the first meeting between these two squads during the regular season. At 17 points earlier this week against Savannah State. The reverse layup for Jordan Perkins, the sophomore out of Greensboro Day School.
Excellent dribble drive that time by Perkins. Got a chance to go to his strong hand from the wing to the paint.
Mitchell with the offensive board. And now almost a steal. Mitchell picks it up, puts it up. No good. With all the longevity and the success in the 10-year history of North Carolina Central for Lavelle Moten, are you surprised that he hasn't been gobbled up by one of the big schools?
Well, he's one that I think deserves an opportunity because he's won several MEAC tournament championships. His name is constantly coming, almost like it was when I was coaching. My name was always coming up, but never. I was like the bridesmaid, and that's what he's been. Not the bride, but the bridesmaid, you know.
That's the unfortunate part about it. Not that we want to lose him because he's a great ambassador, not only for North Carolina Central, but for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. And this one doesn't fall for Carter. Coast to coast with the layup and one for Jordan Perkins.
Nice read that time by Jordan. When he plays within himself, he's a very good point guard.
So a 21-point lead right now, 70-49. Biggest lead of the evening for the Eagles of North Carolina Central, hoping to advance to tomorrow's semifinals against the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. With 3:57 to go in this one, and a 21-point advantage for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Barring any miracle, it looks like they're going to advance to tomorrow's semifinal against North Carolina A&T.
You bring the Aggie-Eagle rivalry to Norfolk. Should help put a pretty good crowd in here for a Friday night semifinal. And then you got the home team, hometown team, Norfolk State.
They'll play either Howard University or Delaware.
Or Bethune.
Bethune, rather. Or Bethune, Delaware State playing in this one. Did not complete the three-point play, but the lead is the largest of the night for North Carolina Central. 70-49, 21 points. Pinky Wiley. In games like this, you always feel for the seniors that are out there. As we see the three ball fall that time for Salik Edwards, and he's one of those seniors on this Delaware State squad.
Right, you know that there's no practice tomorrow.
Along with John Mitchell. So he doesn't lose a lot. He has a lot of people coming back. That is Coach Skeeters.
And I'm sure he's done an excellent job in recruiting. Probably has some guys sitting out.
Here's Pinky Wiley. He's just a sophomore. He'll be back.
And he's a solid point guard with skills and talent. Played on the state high school championship, so he understands what it takes to win a championship.
Under 3 minutes to go. The slam by McKnight.
He's had a very solid game tonight for the Eagles. In fact, I credit him with making that run because he hit a couple threes late in the first half. And his energy level has been on point.
10 points, 4 of 7 from the field for him, along with 5 rebounds. But I'll tell you, another man you got to give credit to is Perkins. Perkins has 5 assists.
Right. He's played a very solid floor game. And like I said, when Jordan plays within himself, he's one of the top 3 or 4 point guards in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
He also had some help from Walters, who dished off 4 assists tonight.
Right. Made a couple long-distance jump shots.
At the free throw line. .220 to go. First free throw is good for Larkin. One of those seniors that his last game as a collegiate player. Kevin Larkin out of Georgetown, Delaware. Team's leading scorer, coming in averaging just about 16 points a game. He has 17 in this one. The reverse layup doesn't fall, and it's going to be Delaware State's ball.
What you're doing now is playing time and score. You're playing the clock. You're not necessarily playing Delaware State anymore.
2 minutes, under 2 minutes to go. North Carolina Central looking to go one game over 500 for the season. They came in 10-6 in conference play as Pikey Wiley hits that long jumper. And you have to give Delaware State credit. They're not giving up.
Right.
Still playing tough.
They're playing hard, trapping all over the floor, trying to make NCCU earn this quarterfinal victory.
1:25 to go. Coach Moten looking for his 321st win tonight. He's third in the school's history with 300 wins. Floyd Brown had 445 wins between 1952 and 1970. And of course, John McClendon had 307 wins between 1940 and 1952. Sam Jones a part of that team back then.
And Sam actually coached us at Central for a year.
He certainly did. Yeah. So did Sterling Holt and Jesse Clemens.
Jackson.
Greg Jackson had some great years there at North Carolina Central before going over to Delaware State.
Right.
This is Randy Miller at the free throw line. Hits a pair.
He's had an excellent game tonight. Real solid, his numbers. Talking about 18 points. Actually, he's the leading scorer.
Leading scorer in the ball game. Larkin with 16 for Delaware State, and we get another whistle with just under
we got a wrestling match going on out here.
We're going the other way.
We got a foul.
But that's still only 4 fouls on Delaware State. Well, maybe they're gonna look at it and see what kind of foul we have.
Right, exactly.
The official's gonna take a look at the monitor. And again, we say congratulations to Coach Moten and this Central team for being able to advance. They started the season 4-5, then lost 4 straight, and then started their conference play at 4-2, lost 2 straight, but they finished the season like you want to finish it, even though they lost their finale. But they finished with winning 6 of their last 8 games. And when you look at the 6 losses that they suffered during the regular season, 3 of them were by a total of 11 points.
Right. They were right in every basketball game. And in my conversation yesterday with Coach Moten, he felt like he gave his team too much time off late in the season, which took away their offensive rhythm. That's one of the reasons he thought South Carolina State really took care of them up in Greensboro. But
you mean A&T?
I mean A&T, excuse me. And so he felt like getting up here, getting a couple games under his belt, he would be ready to hopefully try to avenge that loss against the Aggies. So now he's getting his wish.
He had like 8 days off or 9 days off between when they played South Carolina State on February 25th and they played in Greensboro. That game was
on March the 7th.
Yeah, but the game that they played against South Carolina State was in Durham, and then they traveled for the season finale.
Right, and he didn't know.
Go ahead.
He did.
Go ahead.
We have an F1 on red 10.
Okay.
Some 2 down here.
Okay.
Flagrant 1.
Okay.
A flagrant foul on Ronald Lucas. Flagrant 1 foul.
That's when he had him in that wrestling hole.
Well, they looked at the monitor. They said it's a flagrant 1 on Ronald Lucas. They're going to shoot the technical. That is North Carolina Central. I think they may send Nicholas Fennell to the free throw line to shoot it. Why, I don't know. He's only a 55% free throw shooter.
But back to Coach Moten, he said he was caught between a rock and a hard place because during those 8 days off, he really didn't know how hard he wanted to practice for fear of getting somebody hurt. And so they never went live. You know, they'd go in and go through dummy stuff. And when they went live for maybe 1 or 2 days, and they just didn't have their rhythm the last time he felt they played the Aggies of North Carolina A&T.
So this is Fennell at the free throw line, coming off the bench to shoot the technical. He's a redshirt freshman out of Bowie, Maryland, went to Archbishop Carroll High.
That's a basketball school.
Yeah, no question. Hey, that didn't look like 55%, did it? He hit 1 of 2. 75-57. Going back to the inbounds pass to North Carolina Central. 55 seconds to go in this one, the second half.
And basically the Hornets have called off the dogs, not trying to trap, not trying to foul, just trying to play these last 43 seconds out. Get ready for next year.
That 18-point play, I don't think it's going to work.
No, I don't think it's going to work. You're probably right about that.
Julian Walters holding the ball out high. 4 seconds difference between the game and the shot clock. Julian Walters with it. Redshirt senior from Madison, Wisconsin. These seniors on this Central squad wants to see their season continue. McKnight and Douglas, Taylor. He's losing quite a bit.
Right.
Shot clock violation. Coach Moten didn't even want him to shoot it.
Good sportsmanship.
4 seconds is the time remaining. And they just dribble it out, Delaware State. So we congratulate the Eagles of North Carolina Central as they move on to the semifinal round against the Aggies of North Carolina A&T. That game will be right here at the Scope tomorrow night at 8 p.m. here on Flow Sports. So for Cy Alexander and all of us here in Norfolk, Charlie Neal saying good night from the Scope. We'll be back with our second game of the doubleheader in a little while, and that'll feature Bethune-Cookman and Howard University. Right now, though, it's the Eagles of North Carolina Central advancing with a 75-57 win over Delaware State.